The CEO of Binance was forced to give up his position under pressure from American regulators, and frankly this event caused a lot of buzz on social media, and I see a lot of people who panicked thinking, well, this resignation of the CEO risks sinking Binance, which in turn, like FTX in its time, could bring down the crypto ecosystem. And personally, I carried out my little investigation and I discovered that a similar event occurred in the past in 2020, and that against all expectations it could be in fact start a point of parabolic movement on Bitcoin and on the crypto market in general, and surprise everyone, leaving the majority of people in the lurch of history repeating itself, and it could be really incredible. And if you are interested, I'll explain it to you right now. Hello everyone and welcome to Road to Millions in English, and today we're meeting for a new video and we're going to talk about what just happened. We had the announcement from the CEO of Binance that he was forced to resign because really he has a lot of pressure from the American regulators. He's accused of a large number of felonies. And basically, for him, there is a solution. Either he resigns, he pays a record fine, we're talking about $4 billion, or quite simply, he's going to prison. And well, it had to give in to the American regulators. The Americans won as usual, so CZ was forced to leave his position as CEO to an American pawn, let's call it that way. So to be more precise, someone who is in the camp of American regulation, and frankly it pisses me off to see the traditional market taking more and more control over the crypto market. Well, that's another debate. Now we're going to look a little bit at what happened and why perhaps, in my opinion, today could be the starting point that will take us to a parabolic movement on Bitcoin, on cryptos, and if and only if history repeats itself like what happened in 2020. So let's check out Twitter, and I explained suddenly on my Twitter that on October 10th 2020 we had Arthur, he who was the CEO at the time of BitMEX, who was also forced to resign under pressure, and that marked the end of BitMEX platform. And as a reminder, for those who were not in the crypto market in 2020, I remember BitMEX very well. It was almost the only large platform that allowed you to trade on Bitcoin and certain cryptos with the future contracts with extremely high leverage, times 50, times 100. It was really madness, and this platform posed a lot of problems to the regulator, and there was a big surge of pressure and this platform had to close. And a very interesting fact is that if we look at the graph, we are going to see together the graph and, well, when this event happened, and well, just after it really launched the phase of parabolic rise on the cryptos, on the Bitcoin, which was on the process of coming out of a bear market. Here we have really a similar fact, almost the same in addition to the timing here. We are in November, so November 22, 23, and well, CZ, the CEO of Binance, was forced to resign, and it seems to fit with what happened precisely previously. We'll go and see together. We are on the graph of Bitcoin against the dollar. We can see here over this period, which extends from September to November 2020, we had already seen a first phase of increase on Bitcoin. We had increases followed by consolidation, then increases, consolidation, and that 3 times. And look, that's exactly what happened here for us. Also increase, consolidation, increase, consolidation, increase, consolidation. We are in the exactly same configuration, and here we had the lateralization, and at this level on October, well, we had the end of BitMEX and the departure of the CEO of one of the biggest platforms, which was a little in turmoil and under the pressure of regulation at the time. So what happened right behind the price of Bitcoin literally exploded and went up in parabolic mode, and the crypto market followed, and we experienced our truly parabolic phase in this upward cycle in the 2020s. We're going to look little by little from October 10 to the all-time high. We experienced an increase of almost 190 consecutive days with an increase in the price of Bitcoin of around 500%. It's very interesting. We also see that there is a lot of similarity that we will find today, is that at the time we had this news, well, we were exactly halfway to half of the previous historical high. If we take the previous historical high, which was around $20,000, and we take here a little sheet to calculate, well, we can see that we were exactly at minus 45%. So look a little here already. I told you here we have the same type of going on here, and there are very clearly big similarities. And then an explosion on the price. So I had prepared here my little drawing like on Twitter to show you this, to show what could happen. So we're going to clone this here and we're going to drop it here, basically. exactly. So it could give, of course, this kind of target on the price of $220,000. I think that it's too much here. It is just I made a copy and paste of this feature, but we have a phenomenon called logarithmic regression, which means that when we have something, an asset like Bitcoin, which has been in strong expansion for several years, and well, the movements can be noted are less and less in scale, it is a regression. There is less and less force, and therefore we cannot expect a rise which would be a copy and paste of one we had in 2020. I would like to clarify that this is really not my point. My point is that we could have here the start of a parabolic movement on the crypto like we had in 2020, but with more visible and perhaps smaller than we had in the past. And why would it be smaller than in the past? To come back to our graph here is what it could give. Personally, if I had to give an increased target, and well, personally, I will target a Bitcoin at its peak around $80,000. That's how I see it. I have big doubts about the fact that it could go much higher now. Well, I'm not a guesser. I don't know if what I see about the graphs and if what I can say, well, it's going to come true in any case. That's how I see things. Plus, things are going to be different since we're going to have, of course, the Bitcoin ETFs, which are likely to be approved perhaps in the days to come. We will see what impact it will have on the market. But for me, it will have more of an impact on the fact that it will normalize the crypto market a little bit. It is much more volatile than stock markets. Stock markets, for example, which are much more capitalized, and more of an asset is capitalized, the harder it will be to make it move. I think that is exactly what will happen on cryptos, and that's why I'm telling you that in my opinion there will be much less volatility and the peaks will arrive with much less force. That is to say, I don't think we're going to make a 500% as we were able to previously from the point where we are today. And as of usual, if you appreciate the content of my videos, let me know by giving me a like, and why not give me strength by leaving me a comment. And if you are new to the channel, remember to subscribe and activate the notification bell. And let's check out the rest of the video. A plus 500% today, and that would put a Bitcoin around $150,000. I have a hard time believing it, but I will be very happy if it happens because of the similarities compared to what happened last time. And well, we can take a small ruler here and go measure from a high point, which was around $69,000, and see where we are today, and then bam, magic. It's magic, guys, it's really magic. We are exactly at the same level that last time, that is to say in minus 45% compared to the historical peak. So at this point, what happened in the past is not a guarantee that it could repeat itself in the future. This is a technique that is really well known in the field of investments, but I will still find it that we have a big similarity. And I want to share that with you. Tell me a little bit of what you think about it. Besides, do you think it's really a stroke of luck, or do you think, like me, that it risks launching the start of the parabolic phase on the bull run? The parabolic phase on the bull run of this cycle on the crypto, and I remind you, from the moment it exploded, we had the right to an increase of 184 days, and if here I put 184 days, that brings us around the end of May 2024, which is really incredible in this scenario. And the thing that I'm explaining to you here is that it fits perfectly with the whole plan that I had imagined already a year in advance on what would happen in this cycle. I will repeat it for those who are new and joined me recently on this YouTube channel. I explained that, not like the majority of the YouTube game of people who are active on crypto and on thinking about it, well, we would have an upward cycle, a bull run, which would be ahead of what people estimated. That is to say, that most people estimate that it will start at the time of the Bitcoin halving, that it will continue into the year 2024, and why not in the year 2025. But as it was a scenario that was too widespread and too mainstream, I started on the postulate that as the financial markets tend to punish the majority and only reward a minority, well, this plan could not be put in place. This plan had to fail. And in my opinion, the new cycle had to arrive in advance and end precisely at the moment when people were going to want to return. That is to say, the time of the halving. So right now, if you're not investing yet and it interests you and you don't want to miss the rest of this bull run, I invite you to go watch my best video on ways to invest in Bybit. We have similar tools on other platforms like Binance, for example. So when we look here, if we have an increase of approximately 184, 190 days from now, that brings us mid-end of May, which what arrives in May 2024, I'll give you the answer, it's the halving. The perfectly rehearsed plan. If it goes like this, it will really be an extreme success for, well, those who follow me on my YouTube channel and for those who have prepared like me for a year at the arrival of this new cycle on crypto. In any case, I hope that you are ready, because if it happens like what I had anticipated, we are already placed and we will benefit just as much if it takes a little more time. And well, we are not at 6 months, a year closer, we are already ready, and whatever happens, happens. We will benefit from it, so well, that's in all cases will be a winner, except if it sucks, then everyone is a loser. It's very interesting to see this resonance of thought, and as for me, I'll see you soon for our next video. Ciao!